Record. Okay. Hello. Sorry about my bad British accent as usual. Not only is it a habit, I've been marathoning Doctor Who, so I've sort of picked it up like I usually do. Beautiful moon tonight. Okay. I'm recording on Thursday, although of course this makes no difference to you, but I feel like saying it anyway. I'm doing recording on Thursday because, well, I have the time. Everyone's out of the house. I've got the home to myself, so since my family, they're not brownies like I am. So, alright, what we got here? Let's open the other thread, of course. Blah 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 blah. Fluid. Here we are. The other one. Just wait for that to load. Close this. Right, we got friend of mine, Azusa, Azumaril, whatever, sent this one in to me. I'll just open it. Oh, oops. Right, and now this is loading. See if anyone sent anything in. Jeez, my computer is slow at the moment. Oh, right, that's mine. So no one sent anything on that thread. Since last week. Right, why is my computer so slow today? Well, looks like this is the only story that's been sent in, so it's most likely going to be read, assuming it's, short enough and within content guidelines. Yeah. Comedy, slice of life, get lost in a book, by Cavonde. Ah, nice little 4,400 words, almost as many views. Must be popular. This had to have been featured. That many views, that many likes versus dislikes, this had to have been featured. Alright, 21st of June. Oh, fancy that. Well then, thank you Azusa for sending this in. I almost forgot my music. Let's get my music here. Music. I like my music. Let's get the page is loading. Something is fucking up. Whew. My goodness, this is slow. Right, some background music. Like it. And here we go. Alright. Ah. Scroll down, will you? Thank you. Scroll down. Alright. Debbie Hooves crosses trotted down the street, but mailbag slung over her shoulders and her thoughts occupied by visions of muffins. She was almost done with her rounds. Next, she'll pick up Dinky, stop by Sugar Cube Corner for treats, then retire to her humble abode to bask in the sweet, delicious ecstasy of baked blueberries. Her last stop was in front of her, the massive hollowed-out tree that was Ponyville's library. As she approached the structure, one of Derpy's off-center eyes caught something in the library's window. She turned her head to focus on it, but only caught the barest glimpse of a purple blur. With a shrug, she continued up to the mailbox and reached into her bag for the package she was delivering. When she looked up again, a purple-hued unicorn was inches away, leaning forward eagerly so that her face was almost pressed against Derpy's. The unicorn's eyes were distressingly wide and her irises disturbingly tiny. The package dropped from the startled male pony's mouth. Derpy said. Is that it? Toilette Sparkle asked, focusing her intent gaze on the package. Is that book 6 of the Equestrinox series? The greatest fantasy epic ever written? The book I've been waiting 10 years for? Derpy said. Oh, please, 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 please tell me what it is. Toilette's eyes went wider and her lip trembled piteously. Derpy said. Maybe? The package was enveloped in a purple glow. It levitated off the ground quickly, the plain paper wrappings torn away and chucked into the street without a second thought. Inside was a thick hardcover tome. Its white cover was etched with silver runes of ancient Pegasi design. Gold letters in a matching font read, "For Crown and Country." "It is!" the unicorn squealed. In a flash, she and her prize were back inside the library, the door slamming shut behind them. "Have a nice day," Debbie called lamely. "Spike!" Toilette called as she pranced upstairs, Duck floating along behind her. "Come here, and bring the checklist." The young dragon was already waiting for her when she got her, scrolling quill in hand. "Ready." "Okay," the unicorn said with a smile. "The question act, book 6, For Crown and Country." Spike marched the scroll with a flourish. "Check." "Conveniently placed snacks that won't get crumbs on my head?" "Check." He motioned to a basket placed piled high with various fruits, mostly apples. "Enough water to keep me from getting dehydrated?" "Check, I think." "Paper, ink, and quill so I can write down passages I really like?" "Check." "Pillows arranged for comfort and to minimize neck strain?" "Check." "Bandages, in case I get a paper cut?" Spike scratched his head. Check. But aren't you going to be using magic?" "You can't be too careful. Fire extinguisher in case I can turn the pages so that it causes a spark?" "Check," said the dragon with a roll of his eyes. "Great!" Twilight exclaimed cheerfully. "Then I'm ready to get started. Thanks, Spike. Please make sure no one disturbs me today." "Not a problem, Twilight," Spike said with a thumbs up. "Finally, some peace and quiet," he muttered as he headed downstairs. The unicorn didn't even wait for him to leave before she pounced on her bed, falling comfortably into the expertly arranged cluster of pillows. Her magic brought the book in front of her with a sigh of contentment. She opened it and turned to the front page. Blazing Sword struggled to ignore the pain in his foreleg as he stared in defiance at the griffin responsible. Something slammed into the upstairs patio. Twilight jumped, flinging the book away in surprise. A moment later, the door to her room opened, revealing a mildly battered Rainbow Dash. "Twilight!" the rainbow-hued Pegasus called. "I need your help!" Twilight glanced at her fallen book, then grimaced and nodded. "Of course, Rainbow Dash. What's going on?" "I need to know what I'm doing wrong. I was reading that daring do. I need to know what I'm doing wrong. I was reading that daring do book I borrowed, and in it she pulls off this totally awesome moves, and it sounds like something I could do in real life, but I just can't get it to work." The unicorn thought for a moment. "The double-barrel corkscrew spiral bomb?" "Exactly." Dash, you know the mayor who writes those isn't exactly a Pegasus." Rainbow shook her head. "I've almost got it, Twi. Just watch me use your big old brain to analyze and stuff." Okay, I read it right. Sorry about that. "Fine," the unicorn said with a sigh. She followed her friend out to the patio and watched as Dash launched herself into the sky, building momentum for a minute before throwing herself into the ridiculously complicated move. She did indeed almost have it down, but she couldn't pull out of the spiraling corkscrew in time to avoid turning into a literal bomb. Literal bomb. You know what literal means? Well, according to dictionary definition, it's without clarity and without mistake, but we use it to mean that she's actually a bomb, as in she would explode in a fiery explosion and cause damage to and she'd be theoretically dead. She's not a literal bomb here. An effective bomb, maybe, but not a literal bomb. Twilight winced in sympathy as Dash hit the nearby river with an explosive splash. "I think if you spiraled a bit lower, you'd be able to pull out in time," she told her dripping friend as she returned. And here we go again. She here actually refers to Rainbow Dash because Rainbow Dash was the last person named or addressed in the story. See, here we have Dash hit the nearby river with an explosive flash, and then she told her dripping friend. She means the last person named, the last female person usually referred to, and since you've just referred to Dash, she means Dash. You should say Twilight and her dripping friend is Rainbow Dash. That's colorful names. You really shouldn't do that. Azusa, why did you send this to me? You know how much picky I am about this. My goodness. Whatever. Whatever. I'll enjoy it. I can try to enjoy it. It's... Why do I have my sleeves rolled up? Anyway. I think if you spiraled a bit lower, you'd be able to pull out in time. Twilight told her dripping friend as she returned. Yeah, you're probably right. Thanks, Twi. Anytime, Rainbow. Ah! Twilight raised a hoof to shield herself as Dash took off again, leaving most of the moisture on her coat behind. With a disgruntled sigh, the unicorn returned to her room, levitating a towel to wrap around her now drenched mane. She returned to her fortress of pillowtude, the book rising in front of her once more. You should never have come here, the griffin snarled. You were a fool to seek the lost orb of balance. It is sacred to my people, and we will never... Twilight, I'm sorry, came Spike's voice. A moment later, the bedroom door slammed open, revealing an equestrian figure in a suit of period-accurate plate mail. I'm sorry, what? What? Any place the bedroom door slammed. Okay, she's not imagining it. Hark, yon twilight sparkle, the pony exclaimed in a booming dramatic squeak. Prithee, wilt thou joineth me in celebration this eve? Oh, jeez, these voices are so hard to pick out when I don't know who's speaking. Twilight tilted her head, regarding the intruder in confusion. Pinky? Oh, gotcha. Dramatic squeak. That should have clued me in a little bit. Squeaky voice. The armor-clad pony lifted the visor of her helmet, revealing the pink face and unruly mane of Pinkamena Diane Pie. Hi, Twilight! What are you doing? Well, I'm glad... Sorry about that. Touchpad here, it sometimes does that. It, scrolls down on it. Here we are. Well, I'm glad you asked. See, I was on my way over to invite you to Gummy's halfway birthday party, because it's halfway to his next birthday, you see. But then I ran into Derpy Hooves, and she told me she delivered you this book, and you were really, really excited about it, and the greatest epic fantasy of all time, and I figured, hey, Twilight really likes that sword and sorcery stuff, so maybe I can dress up like a knight, and then she'll be really impressed and totally accept my invitation, even though she probably really wants to read her book, and she's such a really, really good friend, she'll appreciate the effort and won't leave me and Gummy hanging, because we really like having her around at parties, because she's really, really funny, even when she's grouchy, heck. And me, even especially when she's grouchy, so I dressed up and came here to give you your invitation. I was really hoping I was going to be able to say that one. Really tried hard. Twilight blinked at her friend. Where'd you get the armor? Oh, I know a guy who knows a guy. She rubbed her temple with a hoof. Pinky, thank you very much for the effort, but I kind of already scheduled, but She rubbed her temple with a hoof. Pinky, thank you very much for the effort, but I kind of already scheduled my day, and you know how much I hate changing plans. Please? Pinky asked, her head stretching a bit farther than should have been able to. Why can't I read today? It's really frustrating. Well, you can always do. Oh, I'm not that far into the story. Oh, I suppose I could put this as an extra. Well, we're not finishing this story today, because I can't read today. But I can add this in as an extra. Where's my Audacity? There we are. We are 14 minutes in. Wow, we are 14 minutes into this video. Wow. Must have read 1,000 words already. That's fascinating. Well, yeah, I'll just add this on as a bonus video. Would you like to watch my cat sleeping? Say hello. Say hello, Nibblet. Everyone's watching you. Can see him over there? He's an adorable little kitten. He's just sleeping on the couch. Two of us home alone. Alright, well, I am not going to finish this video right now because I just can't seem to read. I can't talk straight when I'm reading, so this is going to be a bonus video. I'm going to edit it in. So thank you all very much for watching. Goodbye.